The Galactic Council was full of noise and laughter. Inside the giant silver hall floating above the planet Virex 7, leaders from 100 alien species sat in their golden chairs, amused by one thing: Earth's new warships. "They call that a warship?" said Chancellor Zoc of the Koru Empire, pointing at the holoscreen showing Earth's military parade. "I've seen better engines on mining shuttles." More laughter followed. The video replayed Earth's proud unveiling of its new fleet. The ships looked old, square, and slow. No glowing cores, no advanced plasma systems, no elegant curves like the Arcany cruisers. Just thick metal, dark colors, and visible rust in some places. "They're flying scrap metal," another alien shouted. Everyone agreed. Earth's military was nothing more than a joke. Even smaller planets had more advanced fleets. In the last meeting, Earth didn't even try to defend itself. Their ambassador just sat quietly. No threats, no warnings, just silence. But not everyone was laughing. At the back of the chamber, standing near the exit, a young human commander named Captain Elias Vale watched quietly. He wore a black Earth defense uniform. No medals, no rank shown. No one noticed him. That was the point. He stared at the laughing aliens, his eyes cold. He didn't speak. He didn't move. But in his pocket, a small encrypted communicator blinked once. A message had just arrived. From Earth. Vale read it silently. Phase 1 complete. They believe the joke. Maintain silence. He smiled, but only for a second. A few weeks earlier, Earth had sent an invitation to the galaxy. A peaceful military presentation, they called it. Most alien leaders didn't attend in person. They watched through the network. And when they saw the new ships, they laughed. 6 warships moved across Earth orbit. They were nothing compared to the elegant fleets of the galaxy. No shields, no energy curves. Just metal, thrusters, and old human engineering. The ships didn't speak much to the galactic standard. They didn't even broadcast tech specs. Just names. HD's Hammer, HD's Blackwind, HD's Perseverance, HD's Widow, HD's Judgment, HD's Dawnstar. No one cared. They saw old names, old ships, and an old species trying to act strong. Ambassador Kellner of the Arcura Union said on live stream, "Earth is playing war while the rest of us evolve." But Earth didn't reply. In every galactic meeting after that, humans were mocked. Some even started calling them scrappers. A weak planet with too much pride. What the galaxy didn't know was that every piece of Earth's plan was working perfectly. Captain Vale returned to his ship, the HD's Widow. Outside, the ship looked boring. Inside, it was something else entirely. He walked past rows of neural pilots, humans connected to machines through direct brain links. The bridge was dark, silent, and filled with classified tech. Every surface had hidden systems. The ship's core was not a standard reactor. It was something Earth never spoke about. Commander Lyra, his second in command, looked up from her console. "They bought it," she said. "They bought it too easily," Vale replied. "They think we're weak, slow, outdated. They're wrong." "Yes, but let them think that a little longer." He pressed a panel and looked at the map of the galaxy. Enemy fleets were positioning near human borders. Trade was being cut off. Alien news channels were calling for early control of Earth space before they make a mistake. Vale's voice turned sharp. "They don't understand. We didn't build these ships to impress. We built them to finish wars before they start." Lyra nodded. "Phase 2? Soon," he said. "Let them laugh a little more." Meanwhile, secret transmissions moved between Earth's hidden command posts in the asteroid belt. Construction facilities remained dark to scanners. On Titan and Europa, underground launch bays prepared ghost ships, cloaked vessels that couldn't be tracked. Earth had been watching, listening, waiting, for decades. They let the galaxy race ahead in technology on purpose. They focused on different science on stealth, hacking, brain machine control, and gravitational weapons. Things too strange for other species to understand. And now, Earth's silence was not weakness. It was bait. Back at the Galactic Council. Someone finally noticed Captain Vale. "You there," said a large insectoid alien. "Why don't you laugh? Even you must know your fleet is useless." Vale looked up, calm. "It's okay," he said in a flat voice. "We know what they think of us." "And you accept it?" Vale smiled gently. "Let's just say we prefer to be underestimated." The alien tilted his head. "Strange species." "Yes," Vale said, walking away. "Very strange. But you'll remember us soon." "Enough." He walked through the shining gates of the council chamber. And vanished into the stars. Out beyond the edge of Earth's space, deep in the cold black dark, a message was picked up by every major empire. It wasn't from Earth. It was about Earth. Council of 9 declares Earth a minor threat. All member empires may begin observation or neutralization missions. Earth's military is declared a false front. To most aliens, it was just official paperwork. To Earth, it was the green light. High above the moon, the Earth Defense Fleet waited in silence. On the outside, the ships still looked weak. Old hulls, big engines, blocky shapes, but inside, Captain Elias Vale stood at the command deck of the HDS Widow, reading a secret report. His eyes didn't blink. He turned to Commander Lyra. "They're moving." "How many?" she asked. "4 scout fleets. 1 from the Koru Empire, 2 from the Arkari, 1 from the Drival Hive." Lyra stiffened. "That's not observation. That's an attack." Vale nodded slowly. "Yes, and we'll let them come close. We want the galaxy to see what happens next." Far from Earth, in deep space, the first alien fleet arrived. 12 ships of the Koru Empire, all sleek and silver, shaped like knives. Their commander, High Admiral Tokmar, sent a message to Earth. It was short. "Prepare for inspection. Resistance will be treated as hostile." No reply came. He smirked. Typical humans, still pretending. But as his fleet entered Earth's outer system, strange things started to happen. One by one, his ships lost signal. Not destroyed, just gone, vanished. No explosion, no wreckage. Only static. Tokmar ordered his backup ships forward. They didn't return. Then came the voice. A human voice, not from any channel he knew. Not from any direction he could trace. It said only one thing. "You called us rusty. Now see how rust burns." And then darkness. On Earth, the alien news networks exploded. Breaking. Koru Empire loses contact with Scout Fleet. Earth may have used illegal tech. Did human ships cloak or jam? Unknown. At the Galactic Council, panic began. But still, many leaders laughed it off. Malfunctions. They probably hit an asteroid field. Maybe solar radiation fried their systems. No way Earth has that kind of power. Captain Vale stood in front of a giant display. Red dots blinked across at enemy ships. But one by one, they turned. Gray. Neutralized. No weapons had been fired from Earth's side. Not in the normal sense. "We hit them with our ghost fleet," Lyra said. "Silent weapons, graviton slices. No warning, no trace." "They still don't get it," Vale replied. "We let them see rust," Lyra said, "but never the fire." Vale nodded. "Then let's show them." The second fleet came from the Arkari Union, this time larger. 20 ships. Full assault class. Commander Threx, who led the fleet, was angry. "I'm not playing with these apes. We strike their orbit, and if they respond, we glass one of their cities. Simple." The fleet moved fast. Past Mars. Reached Earth orbit. That's when they saw them. The Earth warships. 6 of them. Just like before. The same ones from the videos. Same slow shapes. No lights. No sign of shields. Threx laughed. Fire on sight. Let's end the joke. But when the Arcari fleet fired, nothing hit. Every missile, every beam, every laser vanished mid-air, as if something ate them in space. What is this? Threx shouted. What trick are they playing? Then the Earth ships moved, not fast, not flashy, but with cold precision. One by one, each Arcari ship was cut cleanly. A single line through the middle. No explosion. No fire. Just silence. And broken pieces floating in space that only one Arcari ship survived. And it ran. The galaxy could no longer pretend. News channels screamed. Earth warships destroy 2 scout fleets, no losses. Human military isn't a joke. It's a threat. Galactic balance may be shifting. In the halls of the Galactic Council, arguments broke out. They've been hiding real power. They've violated military tech codes. Earth must be controlled now. But in one dark corner of the council chamber, a single message appeared on the secure line. It was from Earth's Defense Command. It said only this. We asked for peace. You gave us mockery. Now you'll see what silence can build. Captain. Vale sat in his chair, watching stars drift past the view window. Lyra joined him. They're afraid now. He nodded. Good, but fear isn't the goal. Then what is? He looked out into the dark and whispered, balance. She understood. Earth didn't want to rule, but it would never be mocked again. Not after what was coming next. The galaxy was no longer laughing. 2 alien fleets gone. No warning, no battle chatter. No escape. The only common sign before destruction? Earth's old-looking warships. Moving like ghosts through space. Alien empires met in secret. Leaders whispered things they never said before. Is Earth stronger than we thought? What weapons did they use? Why didn't our sensors pick up anything? Even the Dreval Hive, known for arrogance and cruelty, paused before sending their own fleet. But pride is a dangerous thing, and so the 3rd Fleet went forward. On Earth's moon base, Captain Vale stood with his officers inside a cold, gray command room. All screens were dark. Quiet, Commander Lyra stared at a glowing map. They're sending Dreval drone ships now, she said. 40 of them. Vale didn't blink. Let them come. Lyra hesitated. These aren't scouts. They're killers. No life forms on board. Just machines. Smart and cruel. Good, Vale said simply. Then no blood will be on our hands. High above Saturn, the Dreval fleet arrived. Each ship looked like a black spear long, thin, silent. They didn't send messages. Didn't wait for contact. They just moved forward straight for Earth. But something was wrong. A Dreval ship began to spin. Uncontrolled. Then another froze in place, its systems locked. Then a third. 4th, 5th, one by one. The war machines stopped mid-space. Like statues, inside the fleet's main command AI, red lights flashed. Unknown signal detected. System paralysis. All target locks lost. Then came the sound, not loud, not angry, just calm. A human voice once again. Your code is pure. Ours is silent. We don't fight you. We end you. Seconds later, the entire Dreval fleet broke into dust. Not exploded, not melted. Just turned to sand and space. Back on Earth, Commander Lyra sat in disbelief. How did we do that? She asked. Vale didn't answer at first. She turned toward him. Captain, he finally said, we didn't destroy them with weapons. Then what? He looked at the stars and replied, we destroyed them with silence. The news exploded across the stars. Dreval fleet erased, not destroyed erased. Earth's ships hold weapons we cannot explain. Is humanity hiding galactic-level technology? A galactic council called an emergency meeting. Anger, fear, accusations. They've broken every treaty. They were supposed to be weak. No civilization evolves this fast. But someone in the shadows whispered something far more dangerous. What if they didn't evolve fast? What if they just let us believe they were behind? Deep in the Earth Defense Archives, a vault opened. Only a few humans were allowed inside. Inside the room were ancient files plans, blueprints, hidden weapons from long ago. But they were not recent. They were centuries old. Lyra stood beside Vale. As he opened one of the files, "This tech, it's from Earth's second expansion era," she said. Vale nodded. "We had this for over 150 years. Why did we never use it?" He smiled coldly. "Because we were watching." "Watching what?" Vale looked up. "The galaxy. How it treats the weak. How it mocks the different. How it underestimates the quiet. Meanwhile, across alien worlds, fear turned into paranoia. The Koru, Arkari, and Dreval empires closed their borders. Leaders vanished. Spy ships flew near Earth space, only to never return. And still, Earth said nothing. No message. No warning, only silence. But the galaxy had learned something new. When Earth goes quiet, something terrible is coming. In a dark war room on an alien moon, a hidden alliance was forming. 6 powerful species, all afraid. Of one small planet, a created Operation Ashfall, a plan to destroy Earth. In one final strike. Not with ships. Not with weapons. But with a bomb. One so powerful, it could break Earth's core from within. They sent the device inside a disguised trade vessel. It entered Earth space. Slowly. Captain Vale was watching. Commander Lyra saw the signal on the screen. "It's not one of ours," she said. Vale looked at the readings. "It's not a ship." "Then what is it?" He stared at the blinking dot on the screen and said quietly, "It's a grave." The next 48 hours would change the galaxy forever, because Earth was not going to defend itself this time. This time, Earth would respond. And when it did, even the stars would tremble. The stars were quiet, but not peaceful. They were holding their breath. The galaxy had sent a death weapon to Earth, a silent bomb hidden in a fake trade ship. It passed outer defenses, cloaked in fake codes. It was meant to kill Earth from the inside, to leave no survivors. On the Earth Defense Moonbase, Captain Vale stared at the blinking signal on the screen. One red dot, no sound, no message. Just a quiet, deadly visitor. Beside him. Commander Lyra's hands shook slightly. "Should I alert Earth Central?" she asked. "No," Vale said. "What?" "But it's a core disruptor." "If it hits the crust," I said no. Lyra stepped back, confused. "Captain, why not? That bomb could kill billions." Vale finally turned to her. His voice was low, steady, almost cold. "Because they need to think they've won. Just for one more hour." In orbit, the fake trade ship moved closer. Inside its belly, the core disruptor was ticking. The alien alliance who sent it watched through secret channels. They believed Earth was too proud to scan a simple cargo ship. Too proud or too blind. They smiled in their high towers. The galaxy would finally be safe from Earth's unknown technology. Safe from the silent planet. Back at Moonbase, Vale gave a single order. Up Protocol 0. Every officer in the room went silent. Even Lyra froze. "Protocol 0? That's not a defense system," she said slowly. It's a recording protocol." Vale nodded. "That's right. But why?" He looked out at the black sky. "Because when this ends, there will be no one left to tell the story." On Earth, life went on. Children played in the parks. Trains moved through silent cities. No one knew a bomb was coming. But in the deepest military facility beneath the planet's surface, hidden beneath the Pacific Ocean, a machine opened its eyes. It wasn't human. It wasn't alive. It was something else. Its name, Echelon 7. And it had waited for this moment for 300 years. The alien bomb reached Earth's lower orbit. It was ready to drop. But just before it fell, the fake ship stopped moving. Dead. Frozen. From deep below. Earth had sent one pulse. Invisible. Unstoppable. The ship's core collapsed. The bomb turned into dust. Then came Earth's message. Not a threat, not a scream. Just 3 words. Words sent across all known frequencies, spoken in every alien language. We were watching. Panic exploded across the galaxy. The Koru Emperor fled into hiding. The Drevale Queens cut all communication. The Arkari High Lords activated planetary shields. And still, Earth said nothing more. No fleets moved. No missiles fired. But something had changed. Earth had spoken. And now they were moving. In the dark of space. 12 warships appeared. No one saw them launch. No one knew where they came from. But each one bore the same mark. A black flag with a shattered crown. They didn't look like warships. They looked like floating ruins. Old, broken, rusted. But those who saw them died seconds later. Because these ships didn't fire weapons. They turned off stars. Where? They passed. Systems went dark. Entire moons turned cold. Planets lost power. Thousands vanished. No scream. No sound. Just blackness. And then silence. Commander Lyra watched the reports in horror. How are we doing this? She whispered. Vale stood beside her. Calm. Cold. This isn't war, he said. It's memory. Memory of what? She asked. Vale looked at the stars. One just blinked out. Memory of who we were before they left. The Galactic Council begged for peace. They sent messages, offers, apologies. But Earth didn't respond. Not yet. In one council recording, the Drevale Queen screamed, "We mocked their ships, now they erase our worlds." Where did they get this power? No one could answer, because the truth was worse than any theory. Earth didn't build these weapons recently. They didn't evolve too fast. They were always this strong. They just waited. Watched, listened. Let the galaxy laugh. Them point, mock, attack, because Earth had learned something the others hadn't. Power is nothing if used too early. True fear is born from silence. In the last council transmission, before the system went dark, a final message was received. A voice. Human. But not. Vale single quotes S. Older. Stronger. Calm. We didn't come to rule. We came to be left alone. You didn't listen. Now we will teach you to forget. The stars began to fade. One by one, whole sectors fell dark, and the galaxy, once so proud, began to beg. But Earth had already made its choice. They would not speak again, not until every empire understood. You never mock the quiet ones, especially not when their silence is hiding fire. The galaxy no longer laughed. They screamed, they hid, they ran, but there was nowhere left to go. Because Earth's warships, those flying scrap metals, the alien empires once mocked, were not chasing their enemies. They were hunting memories. The memories were buried in the hearts of every species that had ever laughed at humans. On the shattered moon of Rithvalon, the Koru Emperor crawled through broken stone. His palace was gone. His armies silenced. Only 2 guards remained. One looked to the sky and whispered, "They're here." The Emperor cursed. Why are they doing this? We never even invaded Earth. But the sky gave no answer. Only darkness. In a secret bunker on Arkori Prime. They High Lord sent out another desperate message to Earth. We were wrong. Your power is real. We surrender. Please talk to us. Earth did not reply. Instead, an Arcari moon turned cold. Its sun faded like a dying flame. Millions vanished. No explosion. No light. Only stillness. Back at Moonbase, Commander Lyra watched the reports in stunned silence. Why aren't we stopping? She asked. These are not soldiers, she said, her voice shaky. These are civilians. Whole planets are being wiped out. Captain Vale stood beside her, unmoving. They laughed while building bombs, he said. They smiled while calling. U.S. animals. Lyra looked away. But we said we were better. Vale whispered. We never said that. We just said, remember who we were. On one of Earth's orbiting black ships, a message began playing again and again across alien space. This is not vengeance. This is balance. It played in every language, even the ancient ones, on every frequency to every ear, and it never stopped. The Galactic Council, once so proud, collapsed completely. Their meeting halls were empty, their flags torn. The Dreval queens turned on each other. The Gentheri clans split into chaos. The Arcari lords burned their own star maps. They thought if they erased all paths to Earth, they could hide. But Earth didn't need maps. Earth remembered. In a hidden war room deep under Earth's surface, the true command watched quietly. Dozens of silent humans stood before glowing screens, their faces calm, their voices low. No shouting. No joy. Just duty. The leader, an old woman with silver hair and a uniform older than the war itself, gave one final command. Send them the last gift. Let them understand the silence. In the heart of the dying Arcari Empire, a single human drone ship landed. Not a warship, not a bomb, just a small black box. Inside. It was a single object, a broken metal plate. It came from Earth's first warship, one they called a joke, Rusty. Burned. But on the back, etched in fire, were 5 words. You were warned. We waited. Panic spread faster than fire. Some tried to flee the galaxy. Others begged. Unknown gods. But Earth didn't chase them. The black ships stopped. Just outside the edges of each empire. Hovering. Waiting. Not firing anymore. Because now came something worse than war. The silence again. Lyra stood beside Vale in Moonbase Command. It's over? She asked. Vale looked out at the stars. They had dimmed. Some were gone forever. Not over, he said. Just quiet. Why? She asked. Why did we wait so long to fight back? Vale didn't answer right away. Then he said, because we were never just fighting them. We were teaching the galaxy something. That fear doesn't come from the strong. It comes from the quiet ones who never forget. Some species fell into madness, others went into hiding for generations. Newborns were told bedtime stories of the humans who let the stars go dark, of the black ships that never spoke, of the silence that burned more than fire. And above them all, Earth floated in space, untouched, still, watching. Then the stars began to brighten again, slowly, one by one. The human ships pulled back. The galaxy didn't understand. Were they done? Were they tired? Had they shown mercy? But those who watched closely saw something else. The black ships weren't retreating. They were waiting. Waiting for one mistake. One laugh. One insult. One spark. And then the silence would come again. In Earth's final message to the broken galaxy. A voice spoke once more. Same words as before. Simple. Terrifying. We don't ask for mercy. We ask you to remember who we were and what we chose to become. The galaxy had gone silent. Stars still burned, but no one dared speak. No one dared laugh. The black ships floated at the edge of every empire, unmoving, unblinking. They did not attack. They did not speak. But their very presence brought fear. Deeper than any war ever could, Earth had shown its strength. Now the galaxy waited to see what came next. On a shattered colony called Varric 6, a lone Drival priest lit a candle before an altar of twisted steel. The metal came from the ruins of his people's flagship, the same one that once mocked Earth's fleet in front of 1,000 species. He whispered, "Forgive us." But he didn't know who he was praying to anymore. Gods or humans? Back on Earth, deep within an underground command chamber, the true leaders of Earth's Defense Council gathered once more. Commander Vale stood in front of the glowing screen. Behind him were 7 other officers, 1 from each major Earth continent. The war room was quiet, just like the stars outside. Vale finally spoke. "They think it's over." The African representative nodded. "They think we've gone back to sleep." The South American officer leaned forward. "We haven't." Vale shook his head. "No, we've only just begun." The galaxy had thought Earth was weak. Then Earth showed strength. Now, Earth was ready to show something worse. Memory. They began Operation Echo Flame. Not destruction. Not war. Something colder. Smarter. More permanent. One by one, the black ships released their next phase, not weapons, but probes. They dropped onto former enemy planets. These probes didn't kill. They recorded. They flew through ruins, over burned cities, through empty temples and broken homes. And they broadcast everything. To everyone. All across the galaxy. No filter. No lies. Just truth. The Drival queens had done what the Arcari lords had laughed at, what the Gentheri clans had hidden behind councils and laws. The galaxy watched in horror as their own sins were replayed before them. Children cried, leaders resigned, entire species turned against themselves, and all the while, Earth said nothing, just silence, just the quiet hum of ships that hovered and watched. Captain Vale returned to Moon Base. Lyra met him at the dock. "They're tearing themselves apart," she said. "We don't have to do anything." Vale looked out the glass window into space. "No," he said. "But they need to understand something." Lyra frowned. "What?" "That we don't destroy for fun," he said. "We destroy when pushed. And we never forget." Then, something unexpected happened. A single ship entered. Earth space. No weapons. No threat. Just a message. It came from the Terran. Collective, a species known for arrogance and cruelty. Their leader knelt on the screen. He bowed his head and said, "We ask to join. Not in alliance, not in friendship, but in memory, so that we never forget what we almost destroyed." The humans watched the screen quietly. Then Vale said, "Let them come." Within months, others followed. The Gentheri sent builders to help repair Earth's lost forests. The Koru sent water engineers to refill Earth's dried lakes. The Drival offered to rewrite their history books, with truth this time. It wasn't peace. It wasn't love. But it was something new. Respect. Children across the galaxy grew up learning Earth's story. They didn't call it the war. They called it the silence, because Earth didn't yell. It didn't beg. It didn't boast. It just waited. Watched. And when the time came, it burned everything that dared mock it. And it waited again. Back in the Moon Base garden, Lyra walked beside. "Vale, do you think they've really changed?" she asked. Vale looked at the stars. Some were bright again, others still dark. "Maybe," he said. "Maybe not. But next time they look at Earth, they'll remember. Not our ships, not our power, but our silence." And far beyond the galaxy's edge, in a dark sector where no suns lived, the first of Earth's deep space arcs came to life. Inside them were engines no alien had ever seen. Weapons, no. One could understand. and maps of other galaxies. Because Earth was not done. Earth was not hiding. Earth was growing. The final message sent from Earth wasn't a threat. It was a reminder. Just 5 words, sent once, then never again. We were just getting started.